But she also realized that there is one country rural village. To my big surprise, she accepted our applications. I thought that we would be arrested there right now. Right there. We were very lucky. Only after 2 months of waiting, we were received permission to leave the USSR. The authorities gave us only 1 month. We knew that we had to vacate our apartment in Tashkent 1 month prior to our departure. So we asked Yefim's sister to keep Luba in Odessa during that month. 1 month later, Yefim's sister brought Luba directly to Brest, the border city. Then, after a very emotional farewell with Yefim's parents, relatives and friends, we came back to Tashkent and started the final preparation for our departure. In order to receive exit visas, we had to return passports with a stamp that we vacated our apartments. So during that last month in the country, we moved in, 6 of us moved in with my aunt. During the last month in Tashkent, we also took intensive course of English. The summer of 1979 was very hot in Tashkent. It was impossible to buy airline and train tickets directly from Tashkent to Vienna. We found out that in Brest, the border city with Poland, we could buy tickets to Vienna. So we developed a sophisticated plan. My mom and I flew to Minsk and then took train to Brest to buy tickets to Vienna. After we bought tickets to Vienna, my mom and I took train to Moscow. There we reunited with my husband, dad, and my brother, who was traveling to Moscow by railroad with our luggage. In Moscow, we had to register in the Soviet Foreign Ministry and embassies of Poland and Austria, transition countries, and Holland, that represented Israel. Yeah. Map. I would like to show you all the cities.
It's coming. Yes, more. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. What about that? That's fine. You have to stay by the microphone, otherwise we can't hear you.
Tashkent. We traveled to Minsk and then to Brest. Minsk to Brest. And then we came back to Moscow. But my father, Yefim, and dad traveled from Tashkent by train to Moscow. And then we were reunited. Luba joined us in Brest. Yefim's sister brought Luba from Odessa to Brest. I still remember my last night in the Soviet Union. In Brest, we rented 2 big rooms in a local hotel. It was 20 of us in that rooms. We barely slept that night. The next day, we went through extensive border control procedure in Brest. It was a very painful and emotional time for me. I thought that I would never see my relatives and friends again. I didn't understand where I was going and what future held for me. 3 hours later, we came to Warsaw. Warsaw. This European part of it.
Okay.
There we had to re-register our tickets to Vienna, but no tickets were available. As we had transit visa to stay in Poland only for 24 hours, we became concerned about that we could be deported back to the Soviet Union. In Poland, bureaucracy worked as good as in the Soviet Union. After failing to register our tickets officially, we tried a less official but a more practical way of finding a place in the train. We offered vodka and caviar to train conductors as a bribe. We got that advice from the people who already traveled this road. There were some self-published instructions, and some activists meticulously wrote about many obstacles that people could encounter on the way. One conductor let us board the train for 2 bottles of vodka and a jar of black caviar. He gave us a private compartment. The problem with this compartment was that we had to fit 6 people and 26 pieces of luggage in it, but it only could fit 2 people. Our 3-year-old Luba and our luggage fit in. The rest of us stayed in the aisle during the whole night, but we were very happy that no one arrested us in Warsaw. In the morning, we were in Vienna. Goodbye, the great socialist camp. We arrived to the first capitalist country on our way and in our life. We stayed in Vienna for 10 days. After that, we were transferred by a special train with refugees to Rome. And again, it was not enough seats for all of us. But anyway, we were very happy that we are going to see Italy. We stayed in Italy for 1.5 months, and we applied and got permission to enter the United States as refugees. It was my unforgettable summer in Italy 25 years ago. We didn't have much money. American Jewish Joint Distribution Committee supported us there. We barely have money for rent and food, but we managed to visit Venice, Florence, and Pisa. We also studied English in Italy. After our paperwork was completed, we were invited to an interview with American consulate and got all necessary papers to enter the United States. We signed a loan to purchase tickets to USA. It was September 12, 1979. Our flight, Rome, New York, Chicago, came to end. Finally, after so many months of preparation and almost 2 months of traveling, we came to Chicago. I knew very little about Chicago, mostly about Al Capone's time. In the airport, we were met by a representative of Jewish Family and Community Service, Michael Ostroger, and also by our distant relatives, Vladimir and Marina Tsesis. It was very humid in Chicago, and immediately I found out that cars in the United States have air conditioning. We stayed with Tsesis' family for 3 weeks and then rented an apartment in East Rogers Park. We started English classes in Truman College. At the beginning, we had difficulties to register. As you know, to register in any American college, applicants should fill out many papers, apply for financial aid, create a schedule, and now imagine people who know just a little bit English and had to fill out all those applications. We asked for help, but the clerk, overwhelmed with so many people applying at the same time, told us that we were not ready for Truman College. We were very disappointed with the process for registration and went home. But the next day we came back for classes. We were wandering for a few days from class to class, myself, Fima and myself, until we found a comfortable level. In a few days, an instructor realized that he has 2 unregistered students in his class and called director of admission. His name was Ravi Lazovsky. He came and we told him the failure to register and about our willingness to study English. He personally helped us register for classes at Truman College. After that, he organized a special office for registering Russian-speaking students. It is still open now.